Welcome to Education 2020, where today we'll be looking at the textual concept of style. Style is pretty easy to understand. It is as the name says. It's what makes a text unique, what makes it stand out. It could be the way it's presented, the type of language that's used. It could be unique for various reasons. Maybe it's a really short film, maybe it's a really epic long film. It could be a unique website with individualised colour palettes. You get the point, the list could go on forever. Many different things have to do with style. As you probably know, authors' style influences each other, and this influence has been happening on and on and on. One author looks at another person's style, gets influenced by that, and creates their style based on somebody else's style. And over time, style evolves and comes to something that's sophisticated and unique as the things that are found in today's texts. It's through studying style that children become more aware of different types of texts and become more adept at understanding them. It also gives them a toolkit from which they can craft their own style with. And students can get a better understanding of how their audience, how their purpose and their context make them think about the style that they want to present their text in. Here's what you should expect your child to know or understand throughout the different stages of their development. In ages 5 to 6, kids are just learning about the basic elements of writing. There's no need to focus on style here. It would be good to show them a lot of different styles that are out there, especially kids' picture books. Read as much as you can to your children every night. And then when they become more independent, get them to read as well. Go to your local library. I know at our local library, each of our children can borrow up to 20 books at a time. We've got 4 kids, so we come home with 80 books.
80 books.
But it's so good because our kids get to swap books and have a look at different books and just get to enjoy books. It's such a good culture for you to have in your family, for them to just really have a lot of books around. It's free, the library's there to help you. It's a good culture to get into your family. In ages 6 to 8, children should see that different language suits different styles, is needed for different purposes. You might be writing a report on an animal, and so you need to use formal scientific language. You might be writing a letter to a friend, so you're using friendly, sort of familiar language. They should be seeing that each different context requires that they use a different style of writing. In ages 8 to 10, kids should see that authors don't just by accident write the way they do. It's actually intentional. They're writing in a certain way to get a certain effect. It's really important that kids get feedback in this stage. If they're choosing to write in a certain style, they need to know if they're on the right track, if they're nailing the style. They should also think about their audience. Maybe they're writing just a shopping list for themselves to pick up a few things from the shop. Maybe they're writing a novel that they want to sell. So it's important that they get feedback on that and understand that different purposes need different styles of writing. In ages 10 to 12, students should learn that different parts of language and different language features are especially suited to different purposes of writing. They should see that style connects different texts. They should also see that literary devices, such as similes, where you're saying one thing is like something else, can add value to the style that they're using. Really important that they study lots of different literary devices at this age. If you're not too sure of those, just Google literary devices and it'll come up with a list. You should see the ones that are familiar to you. Maybe you've forgotten what they are exactly, but point them out to your kids. If they ring a bell with you, then it's probably important that they learn about them as well. What is more important is that they're able to use them in their own writing in a powerful way. And finally, kids should see at this age that their own personal style is something that they should foster and develop over time.
It won't happen overnight, but it will happen.
In ages 12 to 14, children should see that style is a sign of individuality. They also learn that they don't need to develop one style, but they should develop many different styles for the different purposes that they write for. They might be writing an essay for university or a letter to a friend or just the shopping list, but they need to make sure that they know the style that's required. Here's something interesting. Many years ago, if you were practicing writing, one of the tasks that you would be put to is to copy out the works of your favourite author. And by writing them out, word for word, full stop for full stop, it was thought that you would take on their style. Sadly, this practice wasn't taken on when a new reel of educational practices was put into place. I think it's lost at the moment in schooling, but you can get your kids to copy out maybe a chapter from their favourite author, and that will help them learn more about style by practicing somebody else's style. Okay, ages 14 to 16, kids should see that there are different types of style and they're valued differently. They should also see that style can be unique to one person, maybe a time period, or even a genre of writing. And they should see that this is something that changes over time. Styles don't always stay with us. Okay, in ages 16 to 18, students should see that style influences everything. The type of font that's being used. Is it going to be something that's really creative? Is it going to be something that's really easy to read? What style of that would you like? So beginning with the letters themselves all the way through to the complete works, style influences every feature of the overall text. Students in this age should be learning more about how style has affected each other. Look at the different authors. Who were they influenced by? What types of genre or style did they read before? And finally, students should learn now that style has the best impact on the readers or the viewers when it's appropriate to the context that it's in. I hope I've given you some good ideas about style today. In the comments below, could you discuss if you were ever taught anything about style when you were in school? Maybe you were given some feedback on how you wrote. Maybe you did something really good that you were proud of and your teacher noted that to you. Maybe you were like me and you didn't receive any feedback about style until you started studying it for yourself as a teacher. Thanks for tuning in to Education 2020. We'll catch you next time.